The Saints snapped a 3-week patch of lethargy, Lloyd, with a good win, a really good win against Melbourne in Alice Springs yesterday. They moved the ball beautifully, didn't they?
Best I've seen the Saints move the ball all season. And look at that, they're down by 7 points early on, and it was just all St Kilda after that. I thought they were the best side by a long way. We're going to look at the missed opportunities by Melbourne, which could have put some scoreboard pressure on. But Jack Sinclair, Wanganeen Miller, they're their 2 best players at the club. And Wanganeen Miller, we're going to show some of his facets earlier. But
is Wilkie being hard done there? Yeah, sorry, not to be put into that.
That is a good point. You do underestimate him, who should be in All-Australian form again this year and in calculations. But that's what I loved about St Kilda. They've been known as being dour.
Yep.
But they weren't dour yesterday. Their ball movement allowed for Dan Butler to kick 4 goals pretty much from the top of the goal square yesterday.
It was good to see him back now that he's over his injury concerns, and there wasn't the reliance on Higgins as there had been to this point. This guy, Lloyd, he just gets better every single week. I say that, Nasiah Wanganeen Miller, I say that because he got hit hard early in the game and was off for 15 minutes as he was being assessed, and yet came back and changed the game.
Adding zeros to himself every game he plays because he's out of contract. Adelaide Crows are desperate for him. He's a star. He'll be All-Australian, you'd think. And this will be another All-Australian player, Wilkie. So
he was last year.
Yeah, he was last year. He'll do it again the way he is going. There's no real key back standing up week in and week out like this guy is. So they were frustrated because he was just the intercept king. They called him the brick wall through the commentary because he just stopped absolutely everything. So even Jake Melsham, who does great jobs as a defensive forward, couldn't get the job done.
They'd had a good 6 weeks prior to that game, Lordo, the Demons, but a scoreline of 7-21. It was the 7th time in 12 matches they had kicked more behinds than goals. And look, I would argue it has cost them that game yesterday. Saints supporters would argue we beat them anyway, and maybe that was the case. But look at these misses, Lordo. The last 9 shots at goal were behinds. They didn't score a goal in the final quarter despite having 8 scoring shots. And it's inexcusable to miss this many on this many occasions throughout the course of the year. Yeah,
they have some players who it's a constant. Unfortunately, it's Max Gawn's biggest weakness in his game. I don't think Christian Petrarca is a fantastic set shot for goal, and they're now chasing their tail, the Demons, for the rest of the season with the slow start they got off to and now a loss to St Kilda.